Yeah, welcome back to Blast from the Past Farming. On today's little video, I've got to get the 756 hooked onto the Krone 9-foot mower. It's buried there underneath all these pails. Use all them pails for chicken feed after I grind it with my little grinder there. I get the stuff all moved out of the way. Big wagon backed out. Skid loader full of rocks. Got to get them over by the red barn so I can wash them. And we'll flip the camera. There we go. So all them rocks need to be washed with the cement mixer again. So that's on agenda for now, and then mow lawn after a while. So first things first, get this moved over to the red barn. It's having a problem with the skid loader not wanting to release the parking brakes. The 240s and the 250s were kind of noted for that, I guess. But somebody's been in there messing around with it, and it worked real good after I bought it. And then a couple weeks ago, all of a sudden she just couldn't move it at all. So I took that bezel off, and there's some plugins up in there. So I took them apart, wiggled them around, and put them back together, and now it works. I gotta get my seatbelt on. Oops. There. Now it works. Had the bucket up against that front tire to make sure that the rocks didn't roll out of it. This has a three-cylinder diesel engine in it. Oh, I guess I could have put the arms down. Yep. Gotta buckle up again. Have time today, then I'll wash these rocks again. There's 2 more skid loader buckets full of rocks that were washed that I hauled up to the pump house when I redid that. So I suppose for all them buckets out here on the outside. Sounds like a plan. Got the kitchen door shut? What? Kitchen door shut? Yeah. Mother's leaving, so had to make sure the kitchen door shut to keep the cats out of the kitchen. In the wintertime, I fill these all up at one time. And it's nice and cool out. You don't have to worry about crushed corn spoiling it all. Do it on a nice day, then you don't have to worry about doing it when she runs out of feed on a blizzard day. One works a lot slower when you try to do stuff for videoing for YouTube. Working with one hand. One more bucket. Now my grinder. This thing sure works slick. This is on one of my other videos I showed. I just put this made it out of an old stroller. Hit the parking brakes. Have a little corn left. I grind the corn out of my grain bin there. Keep track of it. And then my son-in-law reimburses me with whole corn then that I can crack during the summer then. So I keep track of it that way. But it's just easier for me to crack their corn too. He's always so busy. I'm retired. I've got more time. This is one of the first 350s made. They start at serial number 501 and this is 999. This one's a little cold-blooded. Then the alternator doesn't want to get excited till higher RPMs. Try that all over again. Front end of the wagon is going too far north. Don't want to hit the door jamb. There we went it. We'll let it run, charge the battery. It's been a while since it's been started. See if I can get this out of here without, yeah, I can get past here. Yeah, I'll let you go for now. Get this tractor moved around and the 7 backed up to the mower. Catch you a little bit. Yeah, I got her hooked up and out here in the sunlight. When you park it, you have to take the springs off of here. You put your washer back on. Your linch pin. And the bushing stays because you got to have it spaced away from the cylinder. But you got to have it off while you unhook it. There. I'll lock it up in transport for now. Turn this valve. Knives and everything should be really good since all I did is mow a little bit of roadside, not very much. And I always mow it high. I have to pull this plug out and check the oil level when it's up like this. Because that's all one long gearbox. That's where you check the oil level. I sure like that mower. It's a 9-footer. So I'll be mowing my 2.5 acres of pasture and some roadsides later on. For now, I'm gonna go pull this wagon back inside the shed. That'll work for there. Gotta watch. It's a lot wider than the tractor, so you always gotta watch that unloading auger for the grinder mixer. Now I'll go grab the 560. Put that up in here. Or I might, the Super C is set a little wider, so I'll probably use that on the hay rake, which is setting right back there. Probably back this out of the way, get the Farmel C out, put the Farmel C over here, hook that onto the hay rake, and then park the 560 over here, and then the 756, and then when it's time to make hay next week, I'll be ready to go because I got that hay rake already. Last year I did a video on that, how much work I did on that. Get the hay made and stuff like that and get bored. All these tractors here are going to go on the PTO dyno. Get them all warmed up good. should I put that one on? Or this one? Or that one? I might put that one on. Then it'll be just like when I was a kid. 1948 Farmall C. This tractor smokes a little bit when you first started. It never did until the seal went out between the hydraulic pump, and ever since then it smokes a little bit when it first starts. Probably cleaned a little bit of crap off the rings or something, but that engine had been overhauled not too long before I bought it, so who knows. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to put this one on her. Dirty, dusty seats. Wish I had a nice, clean building to store all these tractors in, but don't got that. Oh, come on. Oh, she started. She started. Raccoon tracks. Don't know how they get in here. Ooh, tight fit. I've got to go hose it off. Hose it off, put some gas in her. Oh, there goes the mouse. Jumped out from underneath the mower. There isn't any good rat bait anymore. Or if anybody that really knows if there is any good rat bait, let me know. I've tried all kinds of them. Seems like all you do is feed them. Get this hooked onto the rake, then I'm going to start mowing lawn. There ain't much wind. I hate mowing lawn when the wind's blowing like crazy. Turn into a 6'1", 220-pound wimp when the chaff starts going down my back and down the back of my shirt and everything else, and itch like crazy. So I'm gonna go wash this pupper off. Nothing fancy. Nothing else that'll make a pretty video. Man, she's dirty. Dirty, 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 dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Had all the seals on this fixed too, the year after I bought it. I'm just going to wash the seat off, let her dry, then go hook onto the rake after that. That tire's hard. That tire's hard. Weather crack, but still good. Or good enough. Someday if I ever get filthy rich, I'll put new front tires on this and the M both. They're all pretty for now. Let her drip dry. Oop, probably should turn this wheel a little bit here, because it's probably dirty too. There. Oh, forgot the steering wheel. And the steering shaft. Get it from both sides. Make sure it's clean. There. Good enough. There. Now go park the 560 in the shed. Jump on the lawnmower. Catch you later. Well, I've got the lawn mowed. Both the 48C and the 52 Super C rinsed off. The little C didn't want to start after I shut it off. And I don't know how many different times I tried. I was just going to hook a chain to pull it. Hit the starter and it grunted once, and then next revolution it started. So I'm gonna put the Super C on the hay rake. That thing always starts. But now I'm gonna wash some rocks. I've probably done, this is probably my 6th or 7th bucket load of river rock to wash with my little electric mixer. Put in 6 of these long handle scoops here. Throw some water in her. Do 3 cycles. Dump the water into here. It drains way over there past the ridge of the cement right here where it's a little high. Always the dirty water runs back this way. Do 3 cycles, dump them out on this side, and then scoop them and throw them on that pile. Those are all washed. Plus I did 2 more skid loader buckets full that I took back up by the pump house. So, yeah, squirt a little water in her. I'm just too picky. To get kind of clean with just the water. So you let it go for 3 cycles, and tumbling in here really makes a difference. Yeah, I gotta put this down. Find my button. I let that go for just a little while. Kind of noisy, should have headphones on, which I probably will because they're just inside the shed there. But that's a lot of scooping when you scoop them in the bucket, scoop them out of the bucket, scoop them on the pile, scoop them out of the bucket, put them back on the landscaping. Normally I rinse them out while I'm sitting like this, but maybe I can do it yet. more of that dirt out of it. It goes down out this pipe and down that way. Put it back up in the second notch there. Always they flip out or splash a lot of water. But yeah, look how nice and clean they are just off that little cycle. Do it 3 times. Third time the water comes off pretty clean. Okay. And you see the water's right there. Let her rip, tater chip. No, I'm going to say dump it out again. Not near as muddy. If I can get it to, there we go, locked it in. Now the third time I'll let it run quite a bit longer. Get her started and walk away. The rocks that are in the skid loader bucket, they're all hand picked out of the dirt. I add a couple more videos of what I was doing after this. I'll let you go for now. Well, today's the next day after getting the disc mower hooked on and the river rock washed. Been out here for quite a while picking up the river rock off the landscaping. Got that. You can see how far I got on that side. And now I'm picking up the dirty rock. I use my little corn rake here. Then I see if I can do it with holding the camera. I just scoop in like this, bring it up, pick through the dirt, grab the dirty rock, throw her in the skid loader bucket. I want to do this as a full-time job, but I've done a lot worse jobs than this, put it that way, over the last 68 years. And just keep throwing them in the skid loader bucket. Then you just push the dirt back. Keep pulling rock out of it. If I was in grade school and they asked how you spent your summer's vacation, nobody probably believed that's what I would write about, but it's been more than a summer vacation. It started last fall on the other side of the house. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Getting them all picked up. Then these will get washed with the cement mixer. I don't get real picky on these in here. And these are all dirty on the bottom, which need washing because all the dirt stuck to the bottom side of them, like that. So, did I ever tell you that I'm picky as heck? If not, now you know. I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm picky. My dad was a perfectionist. So, I guess that's where I kind of get it from. Quick little story. Back in 2000 when we added on to the house, my daughter and I sandpapered and stained the handrail going down the basement, but we left about a foot long underneath of it, about 2/3 of the way down, or a little over halfway down, and that way when Mom and Dad would come down and visit after we got it done, I told Jess, I says, yep, Grandpa's going to find that spot and say we skipped it, but you and I will know that we did it on purpose because we know he's going to find it. So they came down and we hurried and got it put up yet the day before they showed up. Dad went to the restroom and the rest of us went down to the basement and I showed Mom about it. I told Mom, I says, yep, Dad's going to find the spot. I says, we left it purposely just for him. She goes, oh, he ain't going to find that. I says, I'll bet you $100. She goes, oh, I'm not going to bet you. I says, why not? I says, so we waited and he yelled, where you guys at? I says, let's come through those next two doors straight down the basement. And he's coming down there and he gets to that spot. He goes, oh, you forgot a little spot right here. And we just started laughing. I says, Dad, I know that you were going to find it, so we left it purposely just for you, I says. And then after you're gone to heaven, and every time I come down here, it's just kind of a little reminder of you all the time. So, and I look for that spot every time I go down the basement. Well, it's been so many years and me rubbing it so much, it's almost as smooth as the rest of it is now because I keep on rubbing on that spot and feeling for it to remind me of my dad. So, just a little story. Yeah, I'll let you go for now. Catch up with you after a bit. Well, I've got this many more river rock picked up out of the dirt, and probably the equivalent of from here to there of clean rocks picked up in the trailer and laid back down on the fiber pad. So I'm going to wash this and get my skid loader bucket empty again. Then I'll go up and show you how much more I got done on the house or the garage. East side of it's all done. Well, that ended up being another 5 batches. Yesterday was either 8 or 9. So starting to get a pretty good sized pile of rock here. Plus what I used off it already. 2 big skid loader buckets off here already. No more work for the weekend. I quit for till next week someday. So today I worked from about here all the way down to here and around the corner a little bit. Got all the clean rocks picked up, thrown in a gorilla wagon, came up with a skid loader as you've seen, dug out all the dirty rock and washed 5 batches of them. Not going to work on it this weekend. Well, I did from about here on over, got all these clean rocks picked up, threw them in that heavy duty wagon, then came up with a skid loader and dug through and used a little corn rake and did 5 more cement mixers full of rock that I washed. Eventually I'll come back up here, and from that downspout this way I'll have to add rock, but I'm just throwing enough on now so it doesn't get blowed away. Today is June 2nd. It was 40 years ago today that we moved down here from northern Iowa. Like I said, we're about 30 miles west of Des Moines. But we moved down to that house back in June 2nd of 1985. And we bought this acreage off the landlord that he took over farming for. We moved down here November 8th of 1997. Looks like it's gonna rain. It's supposed to rain. I hope we get some. We need it. And I did remember to put my second little drain pipe on. It was galvanized, and so I just cut it off, painted it white, and then screwed it down to the landscape timber, but I had to notch it out because it was too tall. Before, the water would just dump right in there all the time, but now I get it past the timbers. So, well, I hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate it. And I'll catch you the next time around. Remember, be kind to one another.